All right, welcome back to another High School Principal Reacts. I have something a little bit different today. I happened upon this YouTube video by FaZe Rug. He calls it Busting 24 School Myths in 24 Hours. I've not seen this one yet. I can't wait to see which ones he thinks are true and which ones not. I'm going to be commenting myself to see which ones I think are true or not. Let's get into it. By the way, if you're enjoying this series, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's go.
Did you guys do the homework though? Noah, are you want to go home? It's okay, man. Did you do the homework at least?
No, I didn't do the homework.
Bro, I'm trying to sleep, bro. Shut up.
Hey, can you tell me when it's been 15 minutes?
Yeah, I got you. I'll wake you up when the teacher gets here. Isn't she supposed to be here by now?
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Sorry. You know.
So, this would not happen, at least not this way. Yes, I mean, life does happen and teachers occasionally get to school late. It doesn't happen very often, but you know, in that event, the teacher probably would have called ahead, or if not, you know, the principal or assistant principal is going to get someone down there, substitute teacher or someone else to cover for this particular teacher. The students are not just going to be sitting there. Now, has that ever happened? Yes, if the students are slick and just don't say anything to anybody and no one notices that the teacher's not there. I have seen that. That's pretty rare. Let's see what the myth is, though.
Wait, it's been 15 minutes. Like, you're supposed to be here 15 minutes ago.
I think there's a rule to that.
There is a rule.
There's a rule.
Oh, you can legally leave class if you're 15 minutes late.
No.
So,
we're good to go.
We are good.
You guys still work.
It was nice.
Isn't that a rule? Just make sure you...
Yeah, so that is a myth. I hope he busts that myth. So I do remember hearing that, though, growing up. I think it was like 5 minutes or something, where even in middle school, I remember hearing, oh, if the teacher's not there after 5 minutes, you can just leave. But then I thought about it. It's like, where we're going to go? We can't just, particularly in middle school, it's not like you can just walk out and go home or start walking down the street. So that always confused me. It never actually happened. And usually the teacher just showed up, you know, a minute later. But I always remember thinking, where would we go?
Like, you set your alarm a little bit earlier next time. Bye. Sir. Peace out, bro.
Where are you guys?
She was 15 minutes late, so we could leave.
Legally, we can go, yeah.
Legally.
Oh,
I just asked my attorney.
that's wrong.
Yeah, see, he's standing there. That's wrong. And yeah, it is. That's not a thing.
Here, 3 times 4, 12.
Myth 2.
Is this Spanish?
There's 2 minutes.
So we told you back. Keep writing this down. Let's go.
Yeah.
4, 6, 9, 6, x plus 12.
Oh, all right, that's it.
The bell does not dismiss you guys.
Yeah, so I don't know what he's going to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say this is kind of a myth that needs to be busted. So this is just kind of a respect thing. I have seen teachers go overboard with this. And yes, we do want the teachers to teach what we call bell to bell. In other words, you start teaching when the bell rings and stop teaching right up to the bell, instead of having all this free time. But if the teacher is doing that, it's just polite and respectful to let them at least finish that thought. But I've also seen teachers go overboard with that and say, no, I dismiss you. You just keep sitting there and, classes are changing and the next students are coming in. You can't do that. But, it's just a sign of respect to allow them to at least finish that thought and kind of wrap it up. But any decent teacher, even if they have a rule like this, is going to maybe, take 10 seconds and finish their thought and then allow the students to go. But yeah, I do see this.
Cheeseburger.
That's not a...
Next. Hi. What do you
What's
want?
this going to be?
Get a sloppy Joe? Sloppy cheese. This is the sloppy. Oh, next. Bro, yours doesn't look like a cheeseburger. Bro, what are you doing? Hey, 5-second rule. You can pick it up and eat it right now.
Okay, myth 3, you can eat dropped food if you pick it up within 5 seconds. Yeah, that's not exactly a school rule kind of thing, but I don't think that's the case. I think once it hits the ground, it hits the ground. I wouldn't eat it.
Today we're learning about Christopher Columbus, and we have 3 facts to read, so pay attention. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. 90 sailors were on board. Some men worked while others snored. October 12th, their dream came true. You never saw a happier crew.
Yeah, and I don't even know what the myth is yet here, but yeah, those things do work. Any kind of physical movement or any kind of rhyming or song that you can put to the information you want to learn is pretty effective. So I like the cute little rhymes there.
Bro, I'm not gonna remember this. You know, if you chew gum, it helps with your memory, right? Bro.
Okay, so there it is, the chewing gum. So I don't know if the gum specifically is what does it. I have heard this. I remember being a middle school student, I used to get in trouble for tapping with my fingers on the desks, little beats and stuff while I would do something. And I did find that it kind of helped me focus, although I would sometimes get in trouble for doing that because I'm sure it was pretty annoying for the other people in the room. But I think it's the same kind of thing, chewing gum, just doing something physical while you're performing a task or trying to memorize something. For some people does work. So I don't know if it's so much the gum, but some repetitive motion like that for some people does help them remember things.
School water fountains have large amounts of bacteria that can make you sick. So I have a water tester, and we're going to see if it's safe to drink. So 0 is ideal drinking water, and the higher the number, the worse it is. So let's test it out. All right, it's around the 120 to 130 range, which is average drinking water. So
1-2, you gotta move, bro.
Yeah, so think about it. That water is going to be coming from whatever public water source is going to anywhere else in that area. So it's going to be the same water. Now, I do probably know where this myth came from. The ones that they have there, the water fountains look really, really clean. I have seen some pretty disgusting ones at other places I've worked in the past. So I can understand not wanting to drink out of it, but the water is perfectly safe. I have been some places where they probably need to clean the outside of it or maybe just replace it.
school bathrooms smell really bad. It's confirmed.
Like any bathroom, it depends on who's used it most recently. So yeah, sometimes.
Supposedly all bathroom stalls have writing on them. What the? Yo! Oh, are you guys?
They're writing on the wall.
No, don't write on the wall. I could. No, if you really want me to, I could write on the wall. Because there's usually writing on the school bathroom. So I could make it happen if you want me to.
No, you're good. Supposedly these bathroom stalls are graffiti resistant, so if anyone draws on it, it's way easier to clean off.
Yeah, I think he's right about that. I'm not an expert on stall doors or stall walls, but I do think that's the case. The newer schools especially will have a coating of something on there that maybe makes it more difficult to write, or it comes off really easily. Unfortunately, I think this is a problem that plagues every single school everywhere at some time or another, someone that wants to do that. My experience has been most people do not for obvious reasons, but every school I've ever been at, there's been one or two that try to write things and they eventually get caught, but it's a real pain for everybody else. But yeah, the newer schools have that.
Tu tarde.
What's up?
Like you're tardy.
Oh,
That's
right,
too
right.
burro. Okay, sorry for interrupting. This dude always is late.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Ask her. Can I use the bathroom, please?
En español.
What?
Spanish?
Yep.
Oh.
100%.
Bathroom.
What?
Oh,
Bro, what are you
El
doing?
baño.
do you not?
Puedo ir al baño.
What?
Puedo ir al baño.
This is Spanish class, you dip.
Puedo ir al baño?
See you later, suckers.
I didn't even have to go to the bathroom. That's
Yeah, he's right. And this does happen quite often in Spanish class. Multiple teachers that I've worked with in the past have said, oh, no, you have to ask in Spanish. So yeah, that's pretty accurate. And hey, what a motivator to learn at least a little bit there.
you can fit inside of a school locker.
No, you see the size of that locker there. No, you can't. And I'll see what happens here. But most schools don't use lockers anymore. A lot of different schools that I've worked in the past, they've had lockers built into the school, but we just didn't use them for safety reasons. And I think a lot of schools have gone in that direction. They just don't do lockers. I mentioned in another video that there's not a lot of heavy duty textbook use anymore. So students in general don't have a ton of stuff to carry on with them. So, you know, the lockers aren't quite as necessary either anymore. But for safety reasons, a lot of schools just don't use them.
Get him in there.
Wait, I actually don't think there's literally no way.
Yeah.
The myth is busted. You can't fit in a school locker.
Yeah, I was right.
Dang.
Look, you guys, I brought you a frog for class today. We're going to learn about frog.
Wait, I thought if you touch a frog, you get warts.
That's not true. Look,
Oh, whoa. Should I
I'd
touch
be
it?
careful.
yeah, everyone can touch it.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Again, not a school rule kind of thing, but yeah, I remember hearing that growing up that you get warts, but I don't think that's the case here.
He'll
Wait.
turn into a prince.
Oh my,
Oh,
that's
I
true.
know.
You want?
Yeah, in the fairy tales, that is true, but I've never seen anyone try it.
All right, bro. I'll just say here for you. I got you.
All right,
Mm,
everyone, we need to take roll. When I call your name, say
see
here.
if this
Ava?
works.
Here. Max? Here. Maddie? Here. Thank you. Rug?
Here,
Anthony?
present.
Noah?
Here.
That didn't sound like Noah.
No, now I have seen students try that, and I have even seen that work for a short period of time before the teacher really caught it. But any teacher that's decent is going to know their students. You know, that goes into knowing your student population and knowing their voice and knowing what they look like, sound like, of course. So yeah, I don't think this would work in real life.
All right, Joel. I think I have the best way to get
What's
away
this
with
one gonna
sleeping in
be?
class.
Bro, can you shut up? Bro, are those googly?
No, this one's not going to work. That's just plain silly, but I've never seen that done. I've seen a lot of other creative sleeping in class, but the googly eyes, no, have not seen that.
Noah, are you sleeping?
No, you can see my eyes. Right?
Put the googly eyes away. There are no googly eyes in class.
Bro, you really thought that was gonna work?
Did it not?
Well, that myth is busted. It does not work clearly. Bro,
No.
pay attention in class, bro. Bro, pulled your eyelids off. Like... If you pretend to be sick in school, you can go home. And trust me, I pulled this trick a lot in middle school, so I got this.
This one's a popular one.
Come on, dude. Breathe. Noah.
Hey, Rug.
I really have a stomach ache and like I just really need to go home.
Did you
Get over here.
Hold on a second. Keep pressing. Did you eat breakfast this morning?
Oh yeah.
You did. Okay. Do you need to poop?
No, I already pooped. I still have a stomach ache.
You're fine. Hey, yo, you got hit by a zombie or something, dude. Come on.
I'm trying to go home here. Keep it down.
Oh, we're to go home.
Oh,
I thought you had a stomach ache.
he busted himself. So unfortunately, this does happen often. I think in probably every school in America, students faking sick. And, you know, I love the portrayal of the school nurse here being so direct. That's pretty accurate with my school nurse colleagues that I've worked with in the past. But at the end of the day, you know, we don't run medical tests at school. And if a student appears to be sick, that we call the parent, and if the parent wants to come get them, they come get them. If they can't or won't, you know, we will help them out as best we can there at school. But we're not going to run tests to verify that. We have to take the student's word for it. But yeah, I'd wager there are many students that have gotten out of at least some school time this way.
Oh, they're practicing?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Hey, where are you going, Brian?
All right, well, that myth is busted for me. You can't go home when you pretend to be sick, unless you're a better actor.
Unless you're a better actor, 100% correct.
Hey, that's a good one, bro.
Mm.
FaZe Rug and Sherman Leverman in the principal's office. You're FaZe Rug? What did you do? I didn't do nothing, bro. I have a 4.0 GPA. Hanging around with you gets me in trouble all the time, bro. Every time you go to the principal's office, you get in trouble. That's
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is kind of a stigma. If you're called to the principal's office, most people assume that it's going to be something bad. Not the case. A lot of times, or I would say most of the time, if I need to see a student, I'm going to call them from their actual classroom and just call that particular room by talking to the teacher and just asking them to send that student. A lot of times I will even say, you know, hey, tell them they're not in trouble. Tell them they're not, you know, being called for anything bad. A lot of times, particularly the higher achieving students will work themselves up into virtually a panic attack on their way down because they think that they've done something wrong when really they haven't. It's kind of rare that I have to do do it over the intercom like they're doing here, but every once in a while I will.
Bro, trust me.
Okay, let's see what happens here.
Hey, principal! How you doing? Good to see you again today.
Yeah. Are we in trouble?
He is.
You're not. Sit.
And then students do ask, they'll come right in and say, am I in trouble? So I try and get rid of that question preemptively by telling them, no, you're not in any trouble. And if they are, I just kind of go into the issue with them.
I called you in because you're in class together. So last week we did the award ceremony. You were absent. I'm glad you're feeling better. So this is your certificate for your spelling bee.
Oh my god.
You there?
Hey, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you.
No
Oh
problem.
my gosh.
Love having you as a student here.
What about him?
I don't know why you guys are friends.
I don't either.
To his benefit, I know you constantly are trying to get him to do the right thing, but
Teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Why go put this on the fridge? All right, well, it looks like that myth is busted. You can get called into the principal's office for good things too.
Yeah, very true. I know there's a stigma about being called to the principal's office, but yeah, absolutely correct.
Bro, I hate milk, bro. You don't like milk?
I don't know why this is a school myth, but yeah, milk, calcium, yep, tends to work.
All right, you guys. So just so you know, there's no word in the English language starts with Z and ends with Q, unless you can think of some.
Oh, I have one. Is this a prank? Are you just trolling us?
Oh, I'm trying to find out what you know here.
Zinc.
No, dude. That's
Are you dumb?
zinc.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one, but I guess it's true.
We're gonna make some elephant toothpaste right now. If you put hydrogen peroxide in dish soap, it makes elephant toothpaste.
hurry, Arby's out.
Haven't heard this, but I'm going to assume this one's true.
Said you were done, you'd be done, and now you're trespassing. You broke and entered into this classroom. I don't know why he keeps running away like it's going to make a difference. And you made a huge mess.
No, it's in this.
Yeah, but then tomorrow's lesson is ruined because you use the materials now. You guys are done. Out. I'm so tired of you guys taking advantage. Go.
Are we getting expelled?
Yes, you are
Expelled?
out. You are expelled.
Can
Out.
I please finish the myth?
No.
Okay.
And I want you to wear those all the way home.
What are our moms gonna say? Look at this dude.
Yeah, I just love this. He just expels them on the spot. Expulsion is not something you hear about a lot anymore. Typically in really extreme cases, you're going to have, out of school suspension or some sort of alternative placement. It's really, really rare for a student to be expelled from a school or a school district. It does happen, but only in really extreme cases. He just expels them just like that. It's not how it works. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did, hearing from FaZe Rug and his 24 school myths. If you have other content that you find online or social media or anything about school that you'd like me to react to, please send that to me and I will take a look at it. If you're enjoying this series, please consider subscribing to the channel and I'll see you next time on High School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.